Okay, so this video contains the questions and the answers for quiz 2. Yan. So basically, contain ito yung lesson 5 to lesson 8 natin. So I will show all of the questions that was given during our quiz 2. Then ipaprovide ko rin yung mga sagot for that. Ariga, sakit sa mata. Ayun. Uh, I will provide the answers for all of those questions. Okay, sige, let's start na. So, number 1. So, what is the amplitude of the function y equals negative 2 thirds cosine of 1 half times x minus pi over 2 plus 1 half. So, ang tinatanong dito, we are basically looking for, excuse me, we're looking for the value of amplitude. Okay, di ba? So, we are looking for the value of amplitude. So, paano ba natin malalaman yung amplitude? So, if you still remember, dun sa formula natin, so amplitude is equals to absolute value of A, wherein, excuse me, wherein, wherein A is the coefficient, multiplier or coefficient, is the multiplier of trigonometric function. Okay, so ano yung naka-multiply dun sa trigonometric function natin? So as you can see, ang naka-multiply dito sa trigonometric function natin is negative 2 over 3. Excuse me. Ayun, so negative 2 over 3. So paano natin malalaman yung amplitude nun? So hanapin yung absolute value. So absolute value of negative 2 thirds equals to 2 thirds. So yun, that is the answer. So for this one, the answer is D. Okay, next, ito. What is the vertical shift of the function? Ito yung function. What is the vertical shift of this function? So, paano ba natin malalaman yung vertical shift? So, kung naalala nyo, vertical shift is equals to D, wherein D is the number added or subtracted to the trig function, sa trigonometric function. Ito yung inad or binawas na sa trigonometric function natin. So, as you can see, ang dinagdag dito sa trigonometric function natin is 4. Di ba? So, ang dinagdag is 4. Excuse me. Inuubo ako. So, 4. Ibig sabihin, ang sagot dito, 4 na. So, 4 units. So, alin sa dalawa na to? So, since nag-add, so, di ba po nag-add, ang movement niya upward. So, ito, ang sagot dito is D. So, D, 4 units upward. Okay, next, ito. Number 3, which of the following is the coterminal angle of negative 70 degrees that is between 0 and 360 degrees? So, alam niyo na, kapag coterminal, add or minus 360 lang. So, negative 73. So, dapat pumasok siya sa 0 to 360. So, it's either add or minus. So, mag-a-add tayo ng 360. So, add tayo ng 360. Okay, so, I will use my calculator dito sa tabi ko. So, add na lang kayo. So, negative 73 plus 360. That is equals to 287 degrees. Ito na yung sagot. Letter D. Okay, so kapag coterminal, it's either add or minus lang kayo. Add or subtraction lang. Okay, next, ito. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, next dito, number 4 to 5. So, a Ferris wheel is constructed such that the height h in meters of a seat above the ground at time t is modeled by this function. So, the first question is, how long it takes to make one full cycle on the Ferris wheel? So, one full cycle. So, ano ba yung one full cycle? So, if you still remember, itong one full cycle, this is equals to the period. So, parang ganito yan. So, yung function natin, ganito yung itsura niyan eh. So, syempre, ito yung height. So, sa beginning, yung height niya nasa baba. Tapos, as time goes by, aakyat. So, tapos bababa ulit. Tapos aakyat ulit. Bababa ulit. Aakyat ulit. Bababa ulit. So, basically, ganyan yung height. Kumbaga, this is the function representing the height of the seat above the ground. So, basically, ang tanong dito, how long it takes to make one full cycle. So if you still remember, ang one full cycle natin, that is the distance from crest to crest or trough to trough. So, ito yung period natin, if you still remember. That is a period. So, basically, tinatanong, gano'n daw to kahaba? The distance from crest to crest or throw to throw. And if you still remember, in order to find that, we use the formula for this one. So, basically, dito sa number 4, ang hinahanap lang dito is the period. Okay, so allow me to show. So, if you still remember, in order to find the the period, all we need to do is to use the formula P equals 2 pi over B, wherein B is the multiplier multiplier of theta. Okay, kung ano yung naka-multiply sa theta natin. So, as you can see in this case, ang naka-multiply sa theta natin is ito. Ayan, pi over 10. So, therefore, this is our B in this case. Yan yung B natin. So, substitute na tayo. So, P is equals to 2 pi over, ayan, 2 pi over B. Ang B natin is, saan siya equals ulit? Pi over 10. So, di ba pag ganito, all you need to do is to copy the numerator, multiply the reciprocal of the denominator, which is 10 over pi. So, cancel nyo yun si pi. So, 20. So, ibig sabihin, it takes 20 seconds to make one full cycle. So, kapag nasa crest ka na, tapos bumaba ka, tapos bumalik ka uli sa crest, doon sa pinakamataas na pwesto, doon sa peak nung Ferris wheel, that takes 20 seconds. The same with trough to trough. For example, nasa baba ka, nag-start ka. So, in order, uh, it takes 20 seconds para makabalik ka ulit dun sa position mo na yun. So, yun yung ibig sabihin dito ng 20 seconds. So, yun yung hinahanap dito sa number 4. One full cycle of the Ferris wheel. So, 20 seconds. Now, ito yung tanong. So, how many cycles can the Ferris wheel do in 1 minute? So, ilang cycles daw ang kayang gawin ng Ferris wheel sa isang minuto? Kung sa isang minuto merong 60 seconds, ayan. So, lipat ko na. So, kung sa isang minuto merong 60 seconds, ang tanong doon, ilang cycles daw ang meron dito? Okay, so tandaan natin based from the solution dito sa number 4, it takes 20 seconds to make one full cycle. So kung 20 seconds 'yun, ilang beses 'yun sa tawag dito sa isang minuto. So divide niyo lang 'to by 20. So 20 seconds. And that is equals to ayan, 3. Wait lang. It must be equals to 3. Ayan, 3. So, as you can see, wala dito yung sagot, di ba? So, 3. So, in this case, the answer must be 3. Yan. So, 3 cycles per minute. So, 3 ikot ka kada minuto. Tuloy na, no? Kung isipin mo, tuloy niya pala. Ayan. So, yun yung sagot. So, it takes 3 cycles per minute. Wait, double check ko nga. Tama lang naman eh. Okay, so 3 cycles per minute. Okay, next, ito. Which of the following is the reference angle of 1,230? So, reference angle. So, as you can, if you still remember, kapag reference angle, ang formula, meron tayong formula doon, di ba? So, yung formula natin doon, nakabase sa mga quadrant. And kung naalala nyo, yung mga quadrant na yun, ang, ang, as, ang, tawag dito, ang premise natin is yung apat na formulas na yun, ginagamit lang natin if the given angle is between the range of 0 to 360. So, paano kapag lagpas doon? So, if you still remember, may procedure tayong ginagawa. So, una, hanapin muna natin, okay, hanapin muna natin yung coterminal nito. That is between 0 and 360. So, paano yun? So, minus lang tayo ng minus kasi dapat pumasok siya sa 360. So, 1,300 degrees minus 360. Okay? So, paki-type ko na sa calculator ko. Wala akong arithmetic eh. Minus 360. That is equals to 870. Okay, si 870, labas pa rin to sa 0 to 360. So, minus ulit tayo ng another 360. Okay, so minus another 360. That is equals to 510. Okay, si 510, labas ulit to, di ba? So, minus ulit ng another 360. Okay, so 510 minus 360. That is equals to 150. Okay, so si 150 pasok na to sa range of 360 si 150 pasok na to ngayon sa 0 to 360. Okay, ito na ba yung sagot? Hindi pa. Si 150, this is a coterminal angle of 1,230 that is between the range of 0 to 360. So next step para malaman yung reference angle which is yung hinahanap dito sa question, we use the formula. So as you can see, 150 degrees is on is located, the terminal side of 150 degrees is located at the second quadrant. Di ba? Nasa second quadrant siya. Eh, ano ba formula natin kapag second quadrant? Di ba ang formula natin doon is alpha. Again, alpha represents the reference angle is equals to 180 degrees minus theta. So, in this case, ang theta natin is 150. Yan. So, 180 degrees minus 150. Okay, the answer is 30 degrees. So, ito na ngayon yung reference angle. Okay, ito na yung reference angle ni 1,230. So, therefore, for number 6, the answer is A. Alright, so next, number 7. What is the period of the function? Ayan, ito yung function. So, ang hinahanap, what is the period? So, if you still remember, solve ko lang dito sa previous item kanina. In order to find the value of period, we need to use the formula 2 pi over b, wherein b is the multiplier of theta. Okay, kung ano yung nakamultiply sa theta. So, as you can see, ang nakamultiply sa theta natin is 1/2. So, basically, the value of b in this case is 1/2. So, all we need to do is substitute b by 1/2. Then, algebraic algebra na lang to. Kumbaga, apply nyo na lang yung rules ng algebra. So, copy the numerator, multiply it by the reciprocal of the denominator. And that is equals to 2 pi times 2, that is 4 pi. Okay, so therefore, for number 7, the answer is 4 pi. Okay, so ang period daw ng function na to is 4 pi. So, every 4 pi units, paulit-ulit lang yung function. So, yun yung ibig sabihin niya. Okay, next ito, number 8 naman. So, what is the period of this function? So, again, same procedure. We use the formula 2 pi over b. So, P is equal, ba't ganun kulay? So, P is equals to 2 pi over b. So, ano ulit yung b natin? B is the multiplier of theta. So, as you can see in this case, the multiplier of theta is pi. Okay, ano yung naka-multiply doon sa theta natin? So, that is pi. So, substitute nyo lang si b ng pi. So, 2 pi over b, over pi. So, cancelled ngayon si pi. Ang matitira na lang is 2. So, therefore, for number 8, the answer is b. So, 2. Ibig sabihin, every 2 units, paulit-ulit lang yung function. Okay, next. Ito naman, amplitude naman ang hinahanap. So, number 9. We are looking for the value of amplitude. So, if you still remember, again, amplitude is equals to the absolute value of A. Okay? Okay. Kung naalala nyo pa yun, absolute, ito yung formula natin doon, ito yung pinaka-general form. So, kapag cosine, A cosine, ano to? B theta plus C plus D. Yan, if you still remember that. Tapos yung A natin, this is the multiplier of the trigonometric function. So, ano ba yung naka-multiply sa trigonometric function natin? Di ba that is 3? Okay, again, we are looking for the amplitude. So, ang naka-multiply sa, hold on a second. Parang may nakalimutan ako ng gawin. Dapat naka-charge yung laptop ko eh. Hold on a second. Wait lang. Ayan, so going back. So, again, dito ang hinahanap natin is the amplitude. So, in order to find the amplitude, ang kailangan lang natin is the absolute value of A, wherein A is the multiplier of the trigonometric function. So, in this case, ang A natin dito is 3. So, ano ba absolute value ni 3? Eh, di ba 3 lang din? So, therefore, the answer for this one is C. Ayan, so C. Okay, next ito, tsunami waves. So, I guess marami nagkamali dito. So, paano ba ina-approach yung ganitong tanong? So, katulad ng sinabi ko during our lesson, in order to solve this kind of question, you have to visualize yung question mismo. Okay, so allow me to read. So, a tsunami has waves that resemble the graph of the function. Ito yung function natin. So, meron doon tsunami, tapos yung itsura doon ng tsunami natin, ito yung itsura. So, y equals -3/5 cosine of 18 times theta minus pi at 5 pi over 7 plus pi over 13, where y is the in height in meters to meters, and x is the distance from the wait, wala namang x dito sorry, it must be theta. So theta, while ito sulat ko, this must be theta. Yan. So, and theta is the distance from the seashore both in meters. Okay, so tama lang. Okay, so tanong. First question, how long is the distance between the waves? So, ang sabi dito, yung function, ang tanong, gaano daw kalayo yung pagitan ng mga waves? So, if, ang sabi dito, yung function daw natin, ay, the tsunami resembles the graph of this function. Di ba, cosine function to? If you still remember, ang mga cosine functions natin, yung mga cosine functions natin, di ba, they are periodic functions. So, oscillating lang, para lang silang wave. So, basically, parang ganito yung itsura ng wave. Di ba? Yeah, sorry, parang ganito yung itsura ng tsunami. So, ayan, para siyang ganyan. So, ano yan, dito yung parang 100%, no? Pero, ayun yung nire-resemble niya. So, para siyang wave. Yan. So, ganyan yung itsura ng tsunami. So, ang tanong, how long is the distance between the waves? So, gaano daw kalalayo yung mga waves sa isa't isa? So, di ba, yung parang ganito lang yun. So, gaano kalayo yung crest to another crest, tapos throw to another throw, which represents the, ayun, period of the function. So, basically, sa number 10, ang tinatanong lang dito, ano daw yung period ng function natin? Okay, what is the period? Gaano daw kalayo sa isa't isa yung mga waves natin? Ayun, so, in order to answer number 10, in this case, we need to solve for the value of P. Again, P, in order to find the value of P, ano lang yun, P is equals to 2 pi over B. Okay, again, B is the multiplier of the theta. Kung ano yung nakamultiply sa theta. So, in this case, ang nakamultiply is 18. Ayan, so substitution na lang yan. Okay, substitution. So, 2 pi over 18. Okay, so masisimplify ito, di ba? Si 2 tsaka si 18 kasi parehas divisible by 2. So, 2 divided by 2, 1. 18 divided by 2, that is 9. So, therefore, the answer for this one is pi over 9. So, ayun. For number 10, the answer is C. So, again, the one way to solve this kind of problems is to visualize the problem itself. So, dapat ma-imagine nyo kung ano ba yung itsura ng tanong. Kumbaga, ano yung pinaka-scenario natin dito. Okay, so again, in number 10, ang hinahanap dito is the period. Kasi ang gustong malaman, the distance between the waves. Gaano kalayo yung mga waves sa isa't isa. Okay, so ito yung tanong. Number 11. If the first wave is 25 meters away from the shore, how far is the second wave from the shore? Diba? So, ang sabi dito, tinan nyo let's say ito yung shore. Okay. Ito yung shore. Ito yung pampang. Tapos, ito yung unang wave. Ito yung unang tsunami. So, ang sabi, the distance between the shore, the distance between the shore and the first wave is 25 pi. 25 pi meters. Okay. So, ang tanong, gaano daw kalayo yung pangalawang gaano daw kalayo yung second wave? Okay, gaano daw kalayo yung second wave papunta sa shore? 'Di ba? Yung second wave natin, ito 'yun eh. So, 'di ba? Again, ayan, ito yung second wave natin. Okay. So, ang tanong, itong second wave natin na to, ito, gaano daw to kalayo sa shore? Ito yung tinatanong dito. Gaano daw to kalayo? Okay? So, paano natin isa-solve to? So, una, kailangan, ito, alam ba yung mga alam natin regarding do sa wave? Di ba, based from number 10, alam natin that the period of this function is equals to pi over 9. So, ibig sabihin ito, alam natin na ang distance, ito, okay, alam natin na ang distance, ito, ang distance between ito, tsaka ito, this is pi over 9 units. That is the period of the function eh. So basically, in order to find kung gaano kalayo yung second wave doon sa shore, all we need to do is to add 25 pi plus pi over 9. So ganun lang. So i-add lang natin yung dalawang numbers na to in order to find kung gaano ba kalayo yung second wave doon sa shore. So solve natin yung sinasabi ko na yun. So, 25 pi, ito, pwede, kapag if you are using, natural display calculators, you may input it directly. Yan. Pero kapag hindi, syempre gamit ito yung typical na gagamitin natin. So ano yung common denominator nila? So 9. So ito ang denominator nito 1 eh. So 9 divided by 1, that is 9. So 25 times 9. So 25 times 9, that is equals to 225 pi plus. So plus to eh. So 9 divided by 9, that is 1. 1 times pi, that is pi. So the answer is 226 pi over 9. Okay, so yun yung sagot. So ibig sabihin, from shore, papunta doon sa second wave, the distance is 226 pi over 9. And that is letter, ayun, that is letter B. Okay? So ayan, so if you got this, if naligulhan kayo sa question na to, so ito siya sagutin. Okay? Next, number 11. So, what is the vertical shift of the function? Ito. Ano daw yung vertical shift niya? Gaano daw kalayo yung movement niya vertically from its usual place? Okay. So, again, in order to find the vertical shift, all we need to do is to find the value of d. Again, d, this is the number added or subtracted to the whole trigonometric function. Kung ano yung dinagdag or binawas doon sa trigonometric function natin. Since ang dinagdag dito, as you can see, ang dinagdag dun sa trigonometric function natin is 1 over 3. So therefore, alam na natin ang vertical shift natin is 1 over 3. So mali na to si A, mali na si B. So it's either C or D lang. Okay, so magkakatalo na tayo sa direction. Since nag-add tayo sa trigonometric function natin, nag-add vertical shift, nag-add. So, therefore, ang movement niya is upward. Okay? Yon. Okay, next, number 13. Which of the following is the reference angle for negative, negative 901 degrees? Ano daw yung reference angle nito? So, again, in order to find the reference angle, di ba may formula tayong ginagamit? Pero ginagamit lang natin yun kapag yung given angle natin is between 0 and 360. So, paano kapag hindi yun? So, una nyo muna gagawin, find the coterminal angle of the given angle that is between 0 and 360. So, gawin natin yun. So, hanapin natin yung, tawag din eh. Let's find the coterminal angle of negative 901 that is between 0 and 360. So, gawin natin yun. So, negative 901 degrees. So, plus 360 tayo. Ayan. So, negative 901 degrees plus 360, that is equals to, negative 541 degrees, tapos plus another 360 ulit kasi nasa labas pa rin siya. So, negative 541 degrees plus 360, that is equals to negative 118 degrees. Then, another 360 ulit kasi nasa labas pa rin siya. Ano to? Yeah. Okay, so negative 118 degrees, 81 degrees plus 360, that is equals to 179 degrees. Okay? Ayan. Okay, so meron na tayo ngayong coterminal angle ni negative 901 degrees, that is between the range of 0 to 360. So the next step dito, alamin natin kung saang quadrant to. So 179, this is in quadrant 2. Diba? Quadrant 2 yan. So sa quadrant 2, the formula we use in order to find the reference angle of angles that is lying on quadrant 2, we use this formula. So alpha is equals to 180 degrees minus theta. So again, ang theta natin dito yung 179. So substitute nyo lang. So 180 degrees minus 179 degrees, that is equals to 1 degree. So therefore, in this case, the answer is A. So ayan, 1 degree. Okay, next, ito. Number 14. What is the phase shift of this function? So, dito naman, phase shift ang hinahanap. So, what is the distance? Ito. What is the distance of, what is the displacement of the function horizontally based from its usual place? So, gaano daw kalayo yung movement nung graph ng trigonometric function natin? from horizontally from each usual place. So alam nyo na, if you are looking for the value of phase shift, all we need to do is to find the value of C, sorry. C, we're in C, note ko lang C is the, ano you see? Number added or subtracted to theta. Okay, kung ano dinagdag or binawas dun sa theta. So as you can see, ang dinagdag or binawas sa theta natin is ito, pi over 2. So therefore, ang phase shift natin is pi over 2. So lahat ng pi over 2 doon, lahat ng hindi pi over 2, mali na. Ayan, mali na si C tsaka si D. So it's either to the left or to the right lang. So naalala nyo, balik dito tayo sa phase shift, baliktad eh. Kapag nag-minus to the right, pag nag-plus to the left. So since nag-minus dito, to the right to. So to the right kasi nag-minus eh. So therefore, the answer for this one is letter B. Okay, next ito. Number 15. So, which of the following is the coterminal angle for negative 901 degrees? So, coterminal naman ngayon ang hinahanap. Wait lang. Parang minalito ako sa part na yun. Okay. So, coterminal angle. So, ano din coterminal angle ni negative 901 degrees? So, naalala nyo, si negative 901 degrees, tinanong na to sa previous question. Pero kanina, ang hinahanap reference angle. So, since hinanap natin si reference angle ni negative 901 degrees, so it means dinaanan lang natin ngayon si coterminal. So, balik tayo dun sa question kanina. Ito, si 901 degrees. So, unang ginawa natin dito, we find its coterminal angle. That is between 0 and 360. And that is, ito, 179 degrees. So, yun na yun. So, parang nakasave kayo ng solution ng computation dito. So, the answer is 179 degrees. So, kumbaga, mag-a-add lang kayo ng mag-a-add hanggang sa pumasok siya ng 0 to 360. Alright, so next ito. Which of the following is the reference angle of negative 72 degrees? Alam ko, nasolve na rin natin to eh. Negative 72 degrees. Ito, number 3. What is the coterminal? So, ang coterminal daw ni negative 73 degrees is 287. Ayan, ito ni coterminal niya. Okay, so nakatipid tayo. So, alam na natin yung coterminal niya. So, the coterminal angle, ito, ang coterminal angle ni negative 73. Okay, 700 is, lagay natin dito. The coterminal of negative 73 degrees is, ano ulit yun? 287 ba? Ayun, 287. So, 287 degrees. Okay. So, now, ang gagawin natin, let's find the reference angle of negative 73. So, alam nyo na, since meron na tayong coterminal, so, gamitin na natin yung formula. So, nasa ang quadrant ba si 287? So, si 287 ay nasa quadrant 4. Diba? Nasa quadrant 4 to eh. Tama ba? Tama. Nasa quadrant 4. This is located in quadrant 4. So, kung nasa quadrant 4 siya, what is the formula to be used? Again, so that is alpha equals 360 minus theta. So, in this case, ang theta natin is ito, si 287. So, 360 degrees minus 287 degrees, that is equals to, solve ko lang. So, 360 minus 287, that is equals to 72 degrees. So, 72 degrees. So, the answer in this case is D. Actually, if you look at this function, if you look at the options, halatang halata yung sagot eh. 'Di ba? Kapag sinabi kasi nating reference angle are positive. So ibig sabihin si letter A mali na kaagad. 'Di ba? So positive. At the same time, reference angle, these are acute. So ibig sabihin ng acute, nasa pagitan ng 0 to 90. So ibig sabihin lahat ng lalagpas ng 0 to 90 mali na. So as you can see, boy and scat, lahat yan lagpas ng ng 0 in lahat to 107 tsaka 170 degrees. Parehas tong obtuse. Tama, parehas ng obtuse angle. So ibig sabihin mali na kaagad 'yun. Hindi na sila pwedeng maging reference angle. So if you that's the importance of understanding the definitions of terms. So may mga cases na dahil sa definition parang matatanggal mo na kagad yung ibang options. Just like what happened in this one. So, alam natin ang reference angle ay positive. So, mali na kagad yung A kasi negative siya. So, alam natin ang reference angle are acute, meaning that is between 0 and 90. So, lahat ng lalagpas sa range na yun, mali na kagad. Eh, ang matitira lang doon, 73. So, you can actually solve that. You can actually find the answer without even doing some solving. Kumbaga, pinanghawakan nyo lang yung definition. Pero risky kasi yun eh. Paano kapag wala yung tamang option, di ba? So, risky. Okay, next, ito, number 17. So, what is the phase shift of the function? Ito, ano daw yung phase shift ng function natin? So, again, in order to find the value of phase shift, all we need to do is to find the value of C. Again, C is the number added or subtracted to theta. So, ano yung dinagdag or binawas dun sa theta? So, as you can see, ang dinagdag or binawas dun sa theta natin or dun sa variable natin is 1. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, ang phase shift natin dito, 1. So, it means na si C tsaka si D, mali na yan. Okay? So, mali na si C tsaka si D. So, it's either A or B na lang. So, magkakatalo na tayo sa direction. So, again, sa phase shift, baliktad. Kapag nag-minus, the function, the graph of the function moves to the right. Pero kapag nag-plus, to the left yung movement niya. So, in this case, since nag-plus tayo ng 1, to the left ang movement. So, number 17, that is A. Alright? So, next, ito, number 18 to 24. So, given the point 2, negative 9, given the point 2 and negative 9. So, ito yung mga hinahanap, yung mga trigonometric functions. So, isolve natin. So, based dito sa question natin, if you still remember, kapag ganito yung mga questions, the first step you must do is to find the value of r. The value of x, y, and r. So, ang x natin, if you still remember, di ba, ito yon, x coordinate yung unang number, y coordinate, that's the second number. So, ang x natin dito is equals to 2. Then, on the other hand, y is equals to negative 9. So, hindi natin alam yung value ni r. So, we have to solve the value of the r. Yun din yung hinahanap sa 18. So, in order to find the value of r, we need to use this formula. So, r is equals to x squared plus y squared. I guess, if you still remember this one, magiging madali lang to. So, x squared, that is equals to, ano ba x? 2. 2 squared. Plus, ano yung y natin? So, negative 9 squared. So, if you solve this one, so 2 squared, that is 4, plus, negative 9 squared, that is 81. So, 4 plus 81, that is 85. So, square root of 85. So, ayun na, lumabas na. So, for number 18, the answer is C. So, square root of 85. Okay, next. So, therefore, at this point, we know the value of x. We know the value of x, y, and r. So, next thing to do is to substitute na lang yon dito sa mga susunod-sunod na formula natin. So, dapat at this point, somehow, parang kabisado nyo na rin. So, solve natin. So, di ba, sin theta is equals to y over r. So, substitution na lang. So, y is equals to negative 9 and r is equals to square root of 85. So, if you still remember, bawal yung denominator na radical. So, we have to rationalize it. So, multiply natin both numerator and denominator by square root of 85. So, the answer will be negative 9 square root of 85 over 85. And that is letter A. Ayan. Okay, next, number 20. So, cosine naman. So, kapag cosine theta is equals to x over r. So, ang value ng x natin is, ano nga ba yung value ng x? So, 2. Tapos ang r, square root of 85. So again, bawal ang denominator na radical, so we have to rationalize it. So divide natin both sides, multiply natin both sides by square root of 85. And the answer is 2 square root of 85 over 85. And that is letter B. Okay, next, tangent theta. So tangent theta naman, if you still remember, this is equals to y over x. Ang y natin, ano ulit yung y natin dito? Negative 9. Tapos ang x natin, 2. And that is the answer. Negative 9 halves. Okay? Next, number 22. So, cosecant. So, si cosecant, ito yung reciprocal ni sine. So, kabaligtaran to ni sine. Kung si sine ay y over r, ito naman r over y. So, substitution na lang. So, the value of r is, ano ulit yung square root of 85. Tapos, the value of y, ano ulit siya? The value of y is negative 9. So, ayun yung sagot. So, yung negative dito, negative square root of 85 over 9. So, that is letter B. Ayan. So, next, number 23. Cotangent naman. Si cotangent naman, this is the reciprocal of tangent. So, cotangent is equals to, baliktad naman to, x over y. So, x, this is equals to 2, and 9 is equals to, y is equals to negative 9. So, this is equals to negative 2 over 9. Ayan. So, that is letter C. Okay, next, number 24. So for 24 naman, secant theta. So, secant theta, this is the reciprocal. Yung value nito is the reciprocal of cosine theta. Kung si cosine theta is equals to x over r, ito naman, r over x. Then, direct substitution. So, si r natin, this is equals to square root of 85. And x, ano ulit si x? Nakalimutan ko. That is equals to 2. So, ang sagot dito, square root of 85 over 2. And that is letter B. Ayan, duling na ako. So, that is letter B. Okay? Next, number 25. So, what is the period of this function? So, lipat ko na to sa kabila. What is the period of this function? So, again, period ang hinahanap. So, if you still remember, in order to solve for the value of period natin is equals to P equals 2 pi over B. Wherein B, again, B is the multiplier of theta. Ano yung nakamultiply sa theta or dun sa variable natin? So, in this case, ang nakamultiply dun sa variable natin is 2. Ayan, no? 2 yung nakamultiply. So, therefore, the value of theta, the value of B is 2. So, substitution lang yan. So, 2 pi over, ang B natin is 2. So, cancelled na yan. So, the answer is pi. So, yun yung period. Okay, so kung matulin to, kaya nga ina-upload ko sa YouTube para ma-zoom, ano tawag dito, mapabagal nyo, mabalik-balik nyo, di ba? Okay, next, ito. In which quadrant does negative 901 degrees lies? Saan daw to naglalay? So, kung naalala nyo, ano yung coterminal nito? What's the coterminal of negative 901? So, hanapin niya natin yung sinulod natin kanina. Ito. Okay, sa number 13, hinanap natin yung reference niya. So, di ba, when we are looking for the reference angle, kailangan, lalo na, if you are looking for the reference angle of angles that are outside the range of 0 to 360, the first thing we must do is to find its coterminal that is between the range 0 to 360. So, nagawa na natin yun, and that is 179 degrees, di ba? Yun. So, ang tanong, saan quadrant ba to? Sinagot na rin natin siya. That is in quadrant 2. So, therefore, for this case, number 26, the answer is quadrant 2, which is letter D. Okay? Next, ito. What is the vertical shift of the function? Ito. Ano the vertical shift? Again, kapag vertical shift, all you need to do is to find the value of D, wherein D is the term added or subtracted to the trigonometric function. Ano yung dinagdag dun sa buong trigonometric function? So, in this case, ang dinagdag is ito, 1/2. So, alam na natin ang sagot 1/2. So, lahat nung hindi 1/2, mali. Okay, so magkakatalon na tayo sa direction. Vertical shift, nag-add. So, therefore, upwards yung movement. So, in this case, mali yung downwards. Ang tama lang dito, ito, D. So, yun yung sagot. Okay, next, ito, number 28 to 30. So, maganda yung tanong na to eh. Given that secant theta is equals to negative 8 over 5 and the terminal side lying on quadrant 2. First question, what is the value of cotangent theta? So, kung naalala nyo to, tinan natin kung naalala nyo pa yung part na to. So, first thing we must do is to determine the value of x, y, and r based from the given. So, ano binigay sa atin? So, ang binigay sa atin is, ito, secant theta daw, secant theta is equals to negative 8 over 5. Eh, di ba si secant theta kasi? Si secant theta is equals to the reciprocal of cosecant. So, ano yung reciprocal ni cosecant? That is r over x. Tama ba? Ayan. So, ito yung value ni secant theta. R over x. Now, we have to decide kung sino yung negative. Is it 8 or 5? Okay. So, kailangan natin mag-decide. Now, if you still remember yung definition natin, the value of r is always positive. The radius, the length of the terminal side is always positive. Okay? So, lagi siyang positive. So, therefore, itong negative sign natin nandito sa x. So, therefore, we can write this fraction as 8 over negative 5. Okay, kasi nga yung r natin is always positive. So, therefore, yung 8 natin is always positive. It must be positive then. Tapos, ang negative natin yung 5. Okay, so therefore, at this point, alam natin na ang value ni r is equals to 8. On the other hand, the value of x is equals to negative 5. So, ang nawawala, the value of y. We don't know. Yan. So, we don't know the value of y. Hindi natin alam yung value ni y. So, again, we may use the formula. So, ito yung tinuturo ko sa inyo. Kapag formula ng hinahanap si x tsaka si y, I suggest na ito na lang gamitin yung formula. So, r squared equals x squared plus y squared. So, substitution tayo. So, r is equals to 8. So, 8 squared equals x. X natin is equals to 25 squared. Plus, ang y natin remain kasi di natin to alam. So, simplify natin. So, dito ko lang siya simplify. So, 8 squared, that is 64, equals negative 5 squared, that is 25, plus y squared. So, solve natin. So, transpose lang natin to. So, kapag transpose natin siya, magiging negative. So, 64 minus 25 equals y squared. Okay, so ano to? 64 minus 25, that is equals to 39. So, 39 equals y squared. So, square root natin both sides. Yan. So, the answer is positive or negative square root of 39 equals y. So, ngayon, at this point, alam natin yung dalawang possible value niya. It's either positive or negative square root of 39. Okay, now, we have to decide if y is positive or negative. Positive or negative ba siya? So, paano natin malalaman kung positive or negative si y? Gagamitin natin yung binigay na given na quadrant. So, yung terminal side daw natin is lying on quadrant 2. So, di ba yung mga points na naglalay on quadrant 2, yung coordinates niya, negative si x, positive si y. Okay. Negative si x, positive si y kapag quadrant 2. So, kung negative si x, tas positive si y, so, ibig sabihin, dito, y must be, ayun, so therefore, based from the quadrant information, alam natin na y must be equals to positive square root of 39. Okay, kasi nga y is always positive. Y is positive if the point is lying on quadrant 2. Okay, so tama lang. Okay, so ayan, alam na natin yung alam na natin yung value ni r, ni x, tsaka ni y. So next, dito tayo sa number 28. So alam na natin yung mga values ha. So sa 28 ang tinatanong, what is the value of cotangent theta? So ano daw value ni cotangent theta? Eh di ba si cotangent theta, this is the reciprocal of tangent, which is x over y. Ang x natin dito is, ano yung x natin? That is negative 5. Ang y natin is 39. The square root of 39. So again, bawal lang denominator na tawag din eh. Bawal lang denominator na radical. So solve natin to. So rationalize natin. So negative 5 square root of 39 over 39. So ito is sagot. So therefore this is the value of cotangent theta. And that is A. Okay, next, ito naman, sin theta. So, sin theta naman, this is equals to y over r. So, ang y natin, that is equals to square root of 39. Tapos, ang r natin, saan equals yung r? Okay, that is equals to 8. So, as you can see, the numerator is, yung denominator natin is whole number naman. So, okay na yan. So, simplified form na yan. So, in this case, the answer is 39 over 8, which is letter D. Okay, next. Ito naman yung tanong. Ano daw yung value ni cosine theta? Wait, hanggang dito ba yun? Okay, hanggang dito pala. So, ano naman yung cosine theta? So, cosine theta naman is equals to x over r. Ang x natin is equals to negative 5. Ang r natin is equals to, ano yung r natin? 8. So, ito na yung sagot. Negative 5 over 8. So, ano ba din yung negative 5 over 8? That is letter, pasensya na lumipat. Ayun, letter D. negative 5 over 8. Alright, so next, number 31. So, 31 naman, what is the coterminal angle of the angle 389 that is between 0 and 360? So, dapat pumasok siya ng 360. So, mag-minus na tayo ng 360 dito kasi sobra siya eh. So, 389 minus 360. So, minus 389 minus 360. Wala akong ano ngayon eh. Ayun, 29 degrees. 29 degrees. So, wala dito yung sagot. So, therefore, sagot dito, E. Ayan, sa 31. Ang sagot dito is E. Ayan, so, 389 minus 360, that is 29 degrees. So, as you can see, wala yung 39, 29 dyan. Okay? Next, ito. Kanye Quest is searching for a treasure. His current position is at the origin, and the treasure is located at the first quadrant. Nasa first quadrant daw. Yung position daw ni Kanye ay nasa origin. While he doesn't know the exact coordinate. So, hinahanap niya yung treasure. So, ito yung clue na binigay sa kanya. Secant theta is equals to 7 over 3. Okay, ito yung tanong sa kanya. So, ito yung tanong. Ito yung binigay na given. So, ang binigay na given sa kanya, secant theta is equals to 7 over 3. So, si Kanye Quest, nasa origin. So, parang ganito. Okay. Nasa origin. Ito yung Cartesian plane. Ito si Kanye Quest. Nasa origin daw siya. Okay, nasa origin. Ayan. Ay, ba't tayo magpula? Okay, nasa origin. Ayan. Tapos, yung ano daw, yung treasure daw is nasa quadrant 1, no? Ayun yung nakabanggit to. First quadrant. So, the treasure is located at the first quadrant. So, yung treasure daw, nandito daw sa first quadrant. Let's say, ito yung hindi natin alam. Ito yung nandiyan nakalagay yung treasure ni Kanye Quest. So, ang tanong dito, how far is Kanye Quest from the treasure's coordinate? So, gaano daw siya kalayo? Okay, now, tsaniin natin yung binigay na given. So, di ba ang binigay sa akin is secant theta. So, secant theta is equals to 7 over 3. Eh, di ba si secant theta, this is equals to the reciprocal of cosine, which is r over x. Di ba? R over x. Parehas positive. So, wala tayong problema. So, therefore, the value of r in this case is 7. And the value of x is, ano yung value of x? X is 3. So, ibig sabihin, kung ito yung terminal side natin, ito yung location. Okay, I guess, naalala nyo pa yung diagram na to. So, this is the value of y. Ito yung distance nito. Yan, yung distance na ito yung value ng x. So, therefore, yung x natin, ito daw, ang layo daw nito, ang haba daw niyan, nung component na yan is 3. Tapos, ito daw, itong terminal side natin na to, ang haba daw nito is 7 units. Okay, so hindi natin alam kung gaano kahaba si y. So, paano malalaman yung haba ni y? So, paano malalaman yung haba ni y? Formula na tinuro ko nung nakaraan. So, yun pa rin. So, ano yan? R squared equals x squared plus y squared. So, substitute nyo lang yung mga given. So, yung r natin is equals to 7 squared equals ang x natin is equals to 3 squared plus y squared. Tapos, solve natin. So, 49 equals 9 plus y squared. So, ito, 40 na to. 40 equals y squared. So, shinortcut ko na lang. So, this is equals to 210. Ayan. 2 square root of 10 equals y. So, the square root niya yung both sides. So, cancel na yan. So, bakit positive? Kasi, nasa first quadrant daw. So, ibig sabihin, di ba kapag first quadrant, parehas positive. So, ayan. Alam na natin yung value ni x. Okay. Alam natin yung value ni x, alam natin yung value ni y, alam natin yung value ni r. So, yung value daw ni y is equals to ito, yung haba nito. Ang haba nito is 2 square root of 10. Okay, now, ito yung tanong sa number 32. How far is Kanye Quest from the treasure? So, gaano daw kalayo si Kanye Quest? Ito si Kanye Quest, ito yung treasure. So, gaano daw siya kalayo? Diba? That is 7 units. Okay. What are the coordinates of the treasure? So, ano the coordinates ng treasure? Diba, the coordinates nito, this equals to xy. Eh, ano ba yung xy natin? So, di ba yung x natin, that is equals to 3. Ang y natin is equals to 2 square root of 10. So, therefore, this is the coordinate of the, the treasure. So, 3, 2 square root of 10. So, nasan ba siya? So, ito, 3, 2 square root of 10. Ayun. So, ganun lang siya. Ganun lang siya kadali. Kumbaga, you have to visualize, you have to, kumbaga parang familiarity. Yan. Kapag familiar na kayo sa mga itong questions, masosolve nyo na siya lagi. Okay, next. What is the amplitude of this function? So, amplitude. So, kapag amplitude is equals to A, again, A is the multiplier of theta. A is the multiplier of the trigonometric function. Okay. Lumalabo na siya. Yeah. Namamatay ilaw ko eh. Ayan. So, ano daw? Ano daw si... Okay. Ano daw si amplitude? So, again, amplitude, that is equals to the absolute value of A, wherein A is the term multiplied. A is the multiplier of the trigonometric function. So, yung trigonometric function natin dito, ito. Ayan. So, ano yung nakamultiply sa kanya? 2/3. Eh, ano ba yung 2/3? So, ano ba yung absolute value niya? Edi 2/3 pa rin. So, therefore, the amplitude is D, which is equals to 2/3. Okay, next, ito. 35. In which quadrant does 389 degrees lies? So, saan ba ito naglalay? Kung naalala nyo, nasolve na natin yung terminal side nito. Nasolve na natin yung coterminal niyan. So, 389 degrees. So, ano ba nasolve natin dito? Ayan. So, 389 degrees. So, saan daw ano di coterminal niya? Ang coterminal niya is 29 degrees, di ba? This is the coterminal angle of 389. So, nasang quadrant to? Di ba this is in quadrant 1? So, therefore, 389 also lies on quadrant 1. So, therefore, in this question number 35, the answer is D. Yan, so quadrant 1. Okay, ito, number 6. What is the reference angle of 3 of 389? So, ano daw yung reference angle nito? So, ano daw yung reference angle nito? Ano nga bang reference angle nito? So, kung coterminal, so, tandaan natin based dito sa formula kanina, sa sinolve natin kanina. Ang coterminal, ito, the coterminal angle for 389 is, ito, 29 degrees. Okay? 29 degrees. So, ang coterminal natin, 29. Eh, ano ba yung, nasang quadrant ba to? Di ba nasa quadrant 1? Kapag nasa quadrant 1 yung angle natin, ano yung reference angle niya? Quadrant 1, reference angle. Di ba ang reference angle ng mga nasa quadrant 1 is itself? So, therefore, for the reference angle of 389, the answer is 29 degrees. So, 29 degrees lang din ang sagot dito. So, as you can see, wala yung tamang sagot. So, ang sagot dito is 29 degrees. Okay? Kumbaga, ulitin ko, bakit siya naging 29 degrees? Kasi kung isosolve nyo yung coterminal side ni 389, ang masosolve nyo is 29 degrees. Eh, di ba si 29 degrees nasa first quadrant? Kapag nasa first quadrant, yung angle natin, that its reference angle is itself, which is in this case 29 degrees. Next, ito, 37 to 38. Ito, I guess, drawing ko ba to? Lipat ko to ng page. So, maganda yung tanong na to eh. So, an amusement park plans to construct a zip line stretching from the top of building 1 to the base of building 2. The line forms a 6-degree angle of elevation at building 2 relative to the ground. And the horizontal distance between the two buildings is 112 meters. Okay? So, visualize natin yung question. So, ito, drawing nyo. Kung nahirapan kayo mag-visualize, drawing nyo. So, ang sabi, meron daw dalawang building. So, let's say, this is building 1, and this is building 1, and this is building 2. Let's say, ito yung building 2. This is building 2. Okay, so ang sabi, meron daw, yung amusement park, may planong mag-construct ng zipline. Stretching from the top. Ito, so, by the way, ito yung building 1. This is building 1. This is building 2. Okay. Yung zipline daw is stretching from the top of tawag dito, B1 papunta sa base. Ayun, no? Sulat ko, ito, highlight ko. Stretching from the top of building 1 to the base of building 2. So, magi-start sa top ng building 1 papunta sa base, sa baba ng building 2. Okay, so yan yung itsura nung ano, nung tawag din ng uh, ng zipline natin. Tapos ang sabi, the line forms, ito yung nakalagay. So, the line forms 6-degree angle of elevation at building 2 relative to the ground. So, ito yung ground natin eh. Di ba? Ito. Ito yung ground natin. Ay, mag-iba. Ito yung ground natin. Ayan, ito yung ground. So, yung angle of elevation ito. Ito yung angle of elevation natin. Ayan. Ayan. From the base of building 2 relative to the ground, this is 6 degrees. Ayan. Tapos, ito pa yung sinabi, and the horizontal distance between the two buildings is 112 meters. Yan. Okay? So, yun yung tanong. Okay, next. So, yun yung scenario. So, ang tanong ngayon, sa number 37, what is the height of building 1? Ano daw yung height nito? Wait lang, alam ko na move to sa kabila eh. Ay, number 37. What is the height of building 1? Gaano daw to kataas? Ito, yung building 1 natin. Gaano daw kataas itong building 1? Ayan. So, gaano daw yung kataas? Now, if you still remember, kapag na-visualize na natin yung question, the next step is to name the side of the right triangle. So, di ba right triangle to? Ito yung right angle natin eh. Kasi ito yung itong side. So papangalanan na natin lahat. So itong side na to, this is the adjacent. Ayun, nasa pagitan siya ng right triangle, right angle tsaka given angle. Tapos itong side naman na to, this is the opposite. Ito. Itong side na to, this is the opposite. Ayan, opposite. Yan yung opposite. Tapos next, ito yung hypotenuse. Yan, that is the hypotenuse. So, ang tinatanong dito sa 37, ano daw yung height? Yan, what is the height of building 1? Eh, di ba ito yung building 1 natin? So, ano yung height niya? Di ba the height of building 1 is represented by the length of the opposite. So, basically, kailangan na natin malaman dito, what's the value of opposite? Okay, now, if you still remember, kapag ganito yung questions, laging dalawa yung given. The opposite, laging dalawa yung given. Yung isang side, tsaka yung hinahanap, school. Ang dalawa given, yung side tsaka yung angle. So, yung side, kung mapapansin nyo, yung side na binigay yung sukat is yung adjacent, which is 112 meters. Tapos, ang hinahanap dito, opposite. So, A tsaka O. So, ano ba yung pwede natin gamitin? Di ba? Ano yung pwede nating tawag dito? Alam na natin yung hahanapin. Alam na natin yung given na side. So, the next step is, anong trigonometric function yung involve si opposite tsaka si adjacent? So, di ba that is tangent? Di ba? Kung nalala si tangent. So, tangent theta, TOA, is equals to opposite over adjacent. So, dito, magsa-substitute na lang kayo dyan. Substitution na lang kayo. So, substitution kayo. So, ang theta, palitan nyo yung 6 degrees. So, tan 6 degrees equals, ano yung opposite natin? Yung opposite nito, hindi natin alam. Tapos, over adjacent. Yung adjacent, this is 112 degrees. So, we need to solve for the value of the opposite. So, dapat masolo nyo yung side na yan. So, opposite must be equals to 112 times tan 6 degrees. So, paano to na-solve? Minultiply lang both sides by 112 by 112. Yan. So, ito, calculators na lang to. So, input nyo lang to sa calculators. So, therefore, 112 times tangent 6 degrees. Okay, so this is equals to 11.77 meters. Ayan. So, this is the answer. And that is letter A. 11.77. Okay, next. Ito na may susunod na tanong. Assuming that there is no deflection of rope. Wala daw. Kumbaga, wala daw lundo yung ito. Wala daw lundo yung natin. Ito. Yan. Yung zip line. So, what is the length of the zip line? Gano'n daw to kahaba? So, actually dito, at this point, may dalawa na kayong pwedeng gamitin. Dalawang sine or cosine pwede nyo gamitin. Pero, assuming na hindi nyo sinolve si opposite, pwede nyo gamitin si cosine dito. Okay, kunyari ito, si cosine gagamitin nyo, pwede yan. Pakita ko. Yeah. Okay. So, paano ko siya gagawin? No, hindi siya magugulo. Okay. So, paano natin gagawin? 38 naman eh. So, 38 na tayo. Assuming that there is no deflection of rope, what is the length of the zip line? So, at this point, ang hinahanap naman natin si tawag dito, si hypotenuse. Tapos assuming na ito, gagamitin natin si adjacent. So, ano ba yung trigonometric function na adjacent tsaka hypotenuse yung involved? Di ba? A, saka H. So, ka. So, cosecant, di ba? So, pwede natin gamitin si cosecant. So, cosine. So, cosine theta is equals to, so, ka, toa. So, adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, so substitution na lang. So, ang theta natin in this case is 6 degrees equals, ang adjacent natin is 112 meters all over hypotenuse. Ito hindi natin alam. So, if you still remember, kapag ganito yung form ng question natin, pwede natin pagpalitin na lang para mas matulid. So, basically, ano ba ito? Ba't ito malabo? 1, 2, 3. Ayan. Ba't tayo mag-charge? Ayan. So, gagawin nyo na lang dito is, tawag din pagpalitin nyo lang yung pwesto ng cosine tsaka ng hypotenuse. So, pwedeng maging equals sa hypotenuse equals 112 over cosine 6 degrees. 6 degrees. Degrees yan, Hindi yan 60. Baka isipin nyo 60 eh. So, 6 degrees. Tapos, lagay nyo na sa calculator. So, 112 divided by cosine 6 degrees. That is equals to 112. Nandiyan ba siya? So, 112.62 meters. Ayan. So, letter C. Actually, pwede nyo pong itry ito ng ibang approach. Tingnan nyo, pakita ko sa inyo. Kaso, may error of approximation na to eh. Gagamitin ko naman si opposite. Tingnan natin kung makukuha din natin somehow. Opposite naman yung gagamitin natin. Kaya alam ko, pero assure ako na, hindi na ganito ka-accurate. Kasi may error of may inapproximate na kasi natin yung opposite eh. So possible na may error of approximation na to. So paano naman kapag si sin theta? Pwede si sin theta dito. Si sin theta, di ba, this is equals to so opposite over adjacent. Hypotenuse. So ayan. So substitute natin. So sin theta, ang theta natin is 6 degrees. Ang opposite natin, nalaman na natin kanina, ang opposite natin is equals to ito. Ano siya? 11.77. So, 11.77 all over hypotenuse, hindi natin to alam. So, pwede natin pagpalitin ulit. So, hypotenuse is equals to 11.77 over sine 6 degrees. So, try natin kung lalabas din siya. 11.77 divided by sine 6 degrees. Ayun. So, 100, may error approximation na. So, 112.60. Ayan. May error of approximation na. Ayan. Pero ba't ginamit yung isa? Kasi, ang given talaga dito, di ba? Ang binigay na given talaga si adjacent. So, kumbaga, mas safe gamitin si cosine theta, yung ginamit natin kanina. Okay, next. Dito tayo. Last two number, 39. So, sa 39, ang tanong dito is, okay, what is the phase shift of the function? Phase shift. Phase shift. So, kapag phase shift, ang hinahanap natin is C. Again, ang C, that is the term added or subtracted to the theta. So, ano ba yung in-add or sinubtract? Diba, that is pi over 2. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng hindi pi over 2, mali na. So, mali na si A, mali na si D. So, magkakatalo na lang tayo sa movement. Is it to the left or to the right? Okay. So, di ba sa phase shift baligtad? Kapag nag-plus to the left, pag nag-minus to the right. So, since nag-plus dito, ang sagot dito, to the right. Alright. So, next ito. Which of the following is the reference angle for 600 negative 693. Di ko na maalala kung na-solve ko na to, pero solve natin ng dire-diretso. So first, as you can see, the given angle is outside the range of 0 to 360. So kailangan natin gawin dito, we have to find the coterminal angle of this angle that is between 0 and 360. So paano gagawin doon? So since negative siya, add lang tayo ng add ng 360. So add tayo ng 360. Yan, so solve natin. So negative 963 plus 360 is equals to negative 603. Parang solve ko na to, pero hayaan mo na. So negative 603. So hindi siya pasok. So another 360 tayo. Okay, so that is equals to negative 243 degrees yan. Tapos, hindi pa rin siya pasok. So, add ulit tayo ng another 360. So, plus 360 again. So, 117. Okay, so 170 degrees. So, therefore, the reference angle as the coterminal pa lang to. The coterminal of negative 963 degrees, that is between 0 and 360, is equals to 117. And 117 is lying on quadrant 2. So, quadrant 2 yan. So, ang hinahanap natin dito is the reference angle. As you can see, di ba? We are looking for the reference angle. So, in order to find the reference angle, may formula tayo doon. Di ba? So, ang formula natin doon, kapag nasa quadrant 2, is alpha equals 180 degrees minus theta. So, ang theta natin in this case is 117. So, minus yun na lang. So, ano to? 180 minus 117, that is 63 degrees. Ayan, so 63 degrees. So that is the reference angle. Okay, so that's it. So those are the 40 items na those are the 40 items na meron tayo dun sa quiz number 2 nyo. So remember, quiz number 2, ang coverage nito lesson 5 to lesson 8. So I hope na mag-work o mag-serve as your reviewer yung video na to. Yan. So para maging mataas yung scores sa midterm exams. So that's it. So thank you for watching.